Choose the convenience of Neighbors Express and get friendly, courteous service every time you visit any of our convenient locations. Fill up with pay at the pump and take advantage of our bigger and better selection of beverages and tobacco products. And buy 12 packs of Pepsi products, 2 for $6.99. Enjoy the popular crushed ice with your favorite fountain drink. Also enjoy a fresh, hot breakfast. Stop by for lunch or dinner. It's always fresh, always convenient at Neighbors Express. Now located on Central Drive at East Dublin at I-16 and 441 and in Cedar Grove, providing farm fuel for all our customers. Count on the convenience of Neighbors Express.
Hello everybody and welcome. I am so excited today to have our brand new chamber president here, Heath Taylor, fresh into Dublin. And first of all, Heath, we're glad you're here.
Well, I'm excited to be here. My wife and my children are excited to be here, and we're just looking forward to starting a new life here in Dublin.
Well, we were talking off camera, and we tried to tone down our excitement just a little bit here for the TV camera, but we are excited, and I know when you accepted this job that you knew a lot about Lawrence County and Dublin beforehand, and you know the big shoes you got to fill with Willie Paulk, and
Yes,
and that's got to be exciting. Well, first of all, tell us about your family.
Well, I have my wife Tammy, and I have 3 children: Kyla, Trenton, and Camden. You have to think about those things sometimes. Mm-hmm. 2 boys and 1 girl, and my daughter will be coming here to go to school at the beginning of January. My 2 sons will be in Aiken, South Carolina for a few more months before they hopefully will be here with me as well. But Tammy and I spent a lot of time together in prayer and consideration, and we are 100% confident that this is the place for us to be.
Well, I know talking to you already, your faith is very important to you and your family, and you're even a pastor. So your faith is very important to you. Would you share a little bit about your faith?
My faith, again, is why I'm here today, and just the fact that God has blessed my family and myself continually. I like to joke with people, the realtor actually that's selling my house right now, we had a debate on the phone the other night over who was actually God's favorite. I believe that I am. So, but yes, I put God first in everything, and then I trust God's going to take care of me and my family. So.
Well, tell me, let's back up a little bit. How did you find out about the position here? First of all, answer that for me.
I was contacted by Chuck Ewart, who the chamber hired. I think they were looking for some folks and maybe looking outside of just this area to find the next chamber president, which is a great thing for chambers to do, to expand that search and hopefully to make sure they find the right fit for their community. And after I spoke with Chuck initially, I, of course, got on the internet like most folks do nowadays and started doing some Google searches and things such as that. And then one visit to Dublin, one afternoon in the mall, in the stores, the restaurants, and one word I heard over and over and over was community, community. And the next word that go with that was friendly. Welcoming, and I saw those things, and I actually had an opportunity, several folks shared testimonies with me on how they ended up in Dublin as people passing through, or maybe they came here thinking they were going to work here a short time, and Dublin's home. And I see that for my wife and I as well.
Did you ever think, because I know you were in Aiken for 7.5 years, and then you went to Columbia County, but did you think you'd be there a long time when you got that call? Did you think you would be moving to Dublin, Georgia?
I 100% did not. Yeah. And I remember sharing with Chuck Ewart on the phone, Chuck, I'm really not looking for a new job right now. I'm being taken care of well, and things are good. Chuck's reply was, I think you may change your mind if you take a visit to Dublin. And again, through hours of prayer, and coming to Dublin, you don't have to sell Dublin. Dublin sells itself. If you get people here, I believe they'll stay here.
Yeah, great community. We have so much to offer here, and I know as you get into this job, we're so close to the port in Savannah and down on the coast and not far from Atlanta. And, we're just a short drive from everywhere, to the mountains, to the beach, to Florida, or wherever you might want to visit. But how important do you think the port is to Lawrence County?
The port is instrumental, and I think the growth that you're seeing here next to the interstate with industrial parks and things such as that is only going to continue to grow. Industry is vital to a community, and to see the amount of industry that's not only here now, but I've spent some time with Brad, our economic development manager here, and it seems like there's a lot of good things on the horizon for Dublin.
Well, I seem like I hear footsteps still dancing up there from Moultrie winning that state title this past weekend. I know he's excited about that, being a Moultrie boy, but I hear, and if you keep hearing that while we're on here, that's Brad up there dancing upstairs. But Colquitt County won their state title. The Packers won this past week, and I know he's happy. So, and we want him to be happy. Our development authority guy, we want him to be really excited, don't we?
And I think we're going to spend a little bit of time down the road when we get things leveled out a little bit. He's told me he could teach me how to play golf a little better.
Well, I don't believe that. They run him out of Myrtle Beach because he couldn't play golf. So, but y'all don't tell nobody that. Just keep that just between us right here. But what was the biggest draw? You talk about you came here, community and friendly people. But throw all that out.
Okay.
But what is the biggest attraction you see in you selling Dublin and Lawrence County?
The potential here. The potential that I see for economic development, for a business, for industry, and very importantly, quality of life. Dublin has quality of life to offer that not many communities have to offer. You made reference earlier to Ms. Polk and the work that she's done here for the last 22 years. I can tell you throughout the chamber industry, she is very well known and very well respected for her efforts here. And so I know that's big shoes for me to fill coming in. I am so pleased to have met her and to know that she will be beside me and to help me through this process.
And she definitely will. And as I look around this office here, I still feel her presence here. I've interviewed her many, many, many times, and I told you off camera, I've interviewed congressmen and governors and senators and everybody else in here, but she always made, not just me, but she always made everybody feel welcome. Everybody's special. And there's there's something to be said about that, because in that position and you're busy and you get caught up in the day, but you can't ever forget about people, can you?
Well, and I would almost challenge you to find a picture of her where she doesn't have a smile on her face. That's the one thing that I recognized and noticed first and foremost, looking through the website and the different events and things at the chamber, is Miss Willie has a smile on her face.
Yep. Let's run down the quality of issue. You talk about quality of life. Schools. Not many communities have the choice of schools that we have here in this community. So that's got to be an asset.
And that's very different, and there are pros and cons to that, and depends on who's looking at it and how they're looking at it. But one of the major interests to me is the school system in relation to our workforce. Workforce and education initiatives are very important to me, that we partner our local business and industries with our schools to make sure that we're bridging the gap that we have in our workforce today. We have great jobs right here in Dublin that pay well, that students can learn a trade and stay home and make good money and have good careers. They don't have to move away. And
I know from having Brad on many times, Oconee Fall Line Technical College plays a great role in training those students and getting them into the Eldridges and Dean X's and hopefully the ones coming down the pipe.
Fantastic, and again, not to undervalue a 4-year degree, but I think we also need to make sure our students are aware that 2-year technical degrees, certifications, pipe fitters, welders, construction workers, there are some nice incomes and salaries to be made in those professions, and we need those people as well.
Our medical community, 2 major hospitals, our largest employers, the VA hospital, over 1,000 employees, 800 employees at Fairview Park Hospital. Those 2 payrolls alone do a lot for our community, and of course all the doctors that serve it. You really don't have to travel anymore if you live in Lawrence County to go to wherever city to see a doctor, because we've got just about every kind of doctor and 2 of the best hospitals anywhere around here.
And one of the first things you consider when you consider relocating is you look into what type of hospitals are in the community. And I feel very confident in both of our hospitals here, and again, from the community and talking to folks in the community about their belief and support in these hospitals.
And of course, you look not far from here, our downtown Dublin. We've got a beautiful downtown, Theater Dublin and Bicentennial Park, and our new skyscraper. And I told you off camera a while ago, and I say this many times on TV, but growing up here, people in our community get together and accomplish things.
They do.
And even people that, as I told you, people that don't necessarily maybe not like each other, get together, solve the problem, get the business, get the factory, build the hotel, whatever it is. And then tomorrow we can go back to how we were feeling before. But they don't let those things get in the way, and you're going to see that in doing your job, and it should make your job a little bit easier.
And again, that was one of the decisions or factors that weighed into my decision coming here, is the support, team. I love the word team, and that's what I see in Dublin, is a team. Everywhere from the industry to the small business to the banks to the chamber. I've had an opportunity to meet with our mayor, board meeting this morning with a lot of our board members and small businesses in Dublin. Total team effort, and I'm looking forward to that.
Now I'm going to throw something at you. You may have never heard, I don't want to throw you off here, but have you ever heard of something called the St. Patrick's Festival?
I'm a little bit familiar with that, and in the last 4 to 5 weeks, if I've mentioned Dublin, St. Patrick's seems to, does it last year around here?
Just about. Hey, from the TV station standpoint, it seems to, because I told somebody end of November, they said, "What you been doing today?" I said, "I'm working on St. Patrick's." They said, "Well, that's not till March." I said, "Yeah, it's not till March, but as you know, being a chamber president, there's so much planning and doing, and you don't just wait to March 1st and say, okay, St. Patrick's is here."
Right.
But it takes so many volunteers and so many people, and just by it being here 50 years, should tell you a lot about our community.
And another great example of teamwork and people coming together for a common cause and good of a community. And James, I can't tell you enough. Like I said, just walking down the sidewalk in downtown, meeting some of the new restaurant owners and hearing of some of the new businesses opening in the downtown area. And again, that smile and that pride and that ownership, and to say, hey, this is home, and we're growing, and we are going to be successful here.
We're definitely green and growing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Heath, we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back right after this.
Midstate Pools and Spas carries an outstanding line of hot tubs. Just arrived a truckload shipment of marquee spas. Adding a spa to your deck or patio is a great and affordable way to spice up your backyard area. Whether it's for hydrotherapeutic reasons or pleasure, we can help you find the spa that's right for your needs. All of our spas range from a seating capacity of 2 to upwards of 7 in the Signature Collection. There are also different cabinet colors to choose from, so that you can pick the right color that best fits your area. There are several different add-ons that can be implemented to make your spa even more enjoyable. Some of these include audio systems, LED lighting, LCD waterproof TV, waterfall, and even Wi-Fi remote access from your personal smartphone or tablet. Right now, save 25% off on all in-stock Telescope and peak season casual furniture sets. Telescope Casual is made in America and is the ultimate in outdoor furniture. Also be sure to check out our fire tables by Fire Entertainment, also made in America. And you'll love our line of Traeger grills. Traeger, the ultimate grilling experience. And you'll love the new selection of Grizzly coolers just in at Midstate Pools and Spas. Middle Georgia's most trusted pool and spa dealer.
Welcome back in our conversation here with Heath Taylor, our brand new president and CEO. You only been on the job just not long, a few hours?
A couple hours.
Brand new. So, of course, that smile won't disappear as the years go by because someone that born and raised here and grew up here, it is a great community. It's not just something. It reminds me of a movie. The people that tried to, they paid everybody in town to act right. You didn't have that. You didn't have that kind of thing where they're paying people to get excited. But let's talk about the future. Where do you see us going?
That's something actually, and I'm glad you asked that. I want to take my first 100 days here in office to find out from Dublin, where are we going in the future. I plan to visit 100 people in my first 100 days here. I want to sit in the offices of the folks that are making decisions here, that are growing businesses here. I want to know what keeps them up at night. I want to know what they feel like we're doing right in Dublin. And I want to take all that information and put it together and come back to our chamber board and identify the 3, 4, 5 key items that we need to focus on to grow our business and industry here.
You talked about Brad Lawton a little while ago. How do those, for our viewers, and I know, but I'd like for our viewers to understand how y'all's roles will interact, the Development Authority and the Chamber of Commerce, because that's so important for y'all to have a good working relationship.
Definitely need to have cooperation and teamwork there. Brad and I have hit it off great. We know a lot of the same people in the same industries through Chamber and economic development. And I look forward to working with Brad. Brad has that pride and that glow to him when he talks about Dublin as well. But we will need to work together to bring industry, to bring small business. You know, we need our large manufacturers and our industry here, of course, but we also want to grow and promote our small local businesses here. So we can work together in numerous ways to do that.
Yeah, because small businesses create most of the jobs in the United States. Yes, we want flex steel, and I know Marcia was on the search committee and you met her early on, but we need flex steels in the Eldridges. But our small businesses that employ 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 people, we need them just as much as anybody because they're creating jobs every day, and you don't have to fly to Germany or wherever. They're here, and we just need to help them build their business, which helps them hire 1 more, 2 more, 3 more employees.
Small business is the backbone to your community, small business. And working with those folks to make sure they're successful is vital to the Chamber's mission.
Now, you come from a chamber, I think y'all's goal, you had 992 members, and you were trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, so that's a pretty large chamber. What is your plan? And I know we talked about the 100 days, but what's your plan as far as building the membership?
Well, before I came here and spoke to anyone, one of the first questions that I ask in the chamber industry is who knows what about Dublin? And so I was hearing conflicting reports and different things, but what seemed to be a common answer was in their best day there were somewhere around 700 members at the Dublin Chamber of Commerce. I see no reason why we can't exceed that number. Now, will it be a year or 2 years? Maybe, but certainly we will exceed that number.
And as you look around our McGrath-King Center over here, just a testimony to how people work together and build that and have no debt on it, and people get together. But when you walked into the McGrath-King Center, what was that first thing that come across your mind?
It's a word that I love to use in the chamber industry, and especially if you're coming to a chamber event or anything and it's a pretty simple word that a lot of us use, and it's wow.
Yes.
That's a wow factor when you walk into the center over there. And again, going back to some of our earlier conversation, the groundwork that's been laid before us, my 2 employees here, Leah and Matthew, and then along with Willie, the board, just the things that they've done to prepare the way. You know, we've got great here, and we're just going to new heights. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. And staff, unbelievable staff. And I know when you came in, I'm sure, and I heard you and Malia in here talking when I came in earlier, but she's going to make sure that you go down the right road, you know the right things. Matthew is going to do anything that needs to be done, and you seem like the kind of person that whatever needs to be done, regardless of what it is, if it's dusting off your desk over there, you're going to just dust it off instead of getting somebody else to dust it off.
Again, team. We're a team, and the three of us, you will see us here, you'll see us out in the community. We're here for Dublin, and I know from talking to the two of them, their hearts are in it. Ministry, you're called to ministry.
Yes.
I believe the same is true for chamber, and I believe you're called to work for a chamber or you're not called, and I believe that both of them are, and we will have a dynamic team here. I look forward to working and learning from them. Even we're going to learn from one another as we grow this chamber.
What would you say, our viewers watching right now, someone, first of all, first question, somebody watching us that used to be a member of the chamber, is not a member of the chamber anymore, why should they support the Chamber of Commerce?
How long do we have?
As long as we want.
Why do you support your local chamber? We want to have good schools for our children to attend. Of course, we want to have options when we shop. We want to have friendly business legislative items for taxes and different things relating to business. So your chamber's here for the overall vitality of your community. Any way that we can work as far as infrastructure, job creation, all of those things, we've got to work together to have people want to live here, work here, and play here. We want new families to come here. And just by you supporting your chamber, even if you're that small one-person business owner, you and your financial support alone helps us achieve our goals and our missions. But then it also helps us when we do have to advocate on behalf of business, strengthen numbers. And if I'm sitting with our senators and our congressmen or even local government elected officials, and I can speak on behalf of the chamber industry and business and industry as a whole for this community, and I'm representing over 700 businesses, we'll have their ear. They'll want to hear what we have to say. If we were a chamber of 250, they'll thank me for coming to the meeting, and that'll be about the end of that. So we need every member that we can have, every bit of support that we can garner for this chamber to move forward.
So no matter how small a business, because so many people, especially folks in this area, good country people, think, well, my little bit,
it counts.
It can't help, But Jesus fed the multitude.
That's right.
Off the 5 fish and the 2 loaves, and you think, well, my little bit can't help. But what you're saying here,
your little bit makes a huge difference, because all those little bits together make a lot. And the flip side of this is we're going to help you grow and prosper your business, because if everybody had the attitude that we don't need to join the chamber, and we've got 7 businesses in a strip mall and 6 of them go out of business, how long do you think you're going to be in business? Yes. So we need that community support, and we need a strong front together to show we're united, we're a team. And then in return, we're working for you. I understand, as a small business and a small business owner, you're working in your business and you're working on your business. So let us work for your business. Let us keep you informed on what's going on with business legislation. Let us offer you networking opportunities to come to, maybe small business council classes and how to obtain loans from bankers, all sorts of things that the chamber can do for you while you're working in and on your business. We'll work for your business.
So there's strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers, and still not to say we need the flex deals, the Best Buy industry. Yeah. And again, people don't understand sometimes, we need their finances, and just to say we have them on our side, that name recognition helps strengthen our position. And then in return for them, you got a VA hospital here that needs 1,000 employees. Well, where are you getting them from? If we have a strong, vibrant business community here, our schools are growing in numbers, and the overall, again, vitality of this community is strong, you've got a work pool, a larger resource to draw from. And
you touched on it, even the answer you gave me previously, but the people watching us that don't own businesses, just good family people, work hard, pay their taxes, love their community, love their family, love their church. And you answered some of that in that, but what would you say to those people? How the chamber, and of course it helps build jobs and things like that, but there's things, information here at the chamber office to help anybody. What would you say to those people that don't own businesses and just people working hard in the community?
We love you and need you.
Mm-hmm.
And we do, I understand we have some shop local campaigns that we run here. So important that you support your local businesses.
Amen.
That you buy local here. Because again, you're keeping the small businessman in business so that he can join the chamber and he can grow his business at the same time. And then again, that all cycles back around to all of us want our kids to have the best school to go to. All of us want to have options when we go out to dine or if we go shopping. And we want to have nice, good paying jobs. We don't just want to go to work and work our tails off every day for nothing. We want to have good paying jobs. And we have that here. And I look forward to just enhancing on what we already have.
Well, our viewers get tired of hearing me talk about shop local, but you just sold me on you, so I'm gonna love you from now on. But buying local is so important to me personally, and our viewers probably get tired of hearing it. But as I say a lot, your money turns 7 times when you go spend that money. Whether you spend $50 on supper, you go out here and buy $10,000 in remodeling your home, whether it be Choo Choo Supply, Home Depot, or wherever. But our money turns 7 times. So that girl ringing us up at the grocery store, we're helping that young lady or that guy that tows you groceries out or wherever. We're helping them make that car payment.
That's right.
Buy that home, educate their children.
That's right.
So to me, it's just a good feeling of pride knowing that, going back to our little bit, turned 7 times.
That's right.
What an awesome feeling, isn't it?
Huge impact. And again, and Dublin has that.
Yes.
Dublin has pride in this community. You see it, you hear it, you feel it. And so anything that the chamber can do to support shopping local and small business, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. We're so glad you're here.
I'm thrilled to be here. I look forward to great days ahead. And I just want to end with saying it's a great day for business in Dublin.
Absolutely. I'll have to say amen to that one, preacher. Okay, Heath Taylor, our president, our new president and CEO of our Dublin Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce. His door's always open. It's right here on Bellevue Avenue in Dublin. You come by this beautiful place every day. But if Heath can help you, you've just heard our interview. You just come on by. Malia, Matthew, Brad, any of the staff here will be glad to help. Thank you very much for joining us today, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.